home fragrance and beauty products, shop Ash Kickin online. That's ASHKICKIN. www.ashkickin.com. Ash Kickin body butter, hair moisturizer, African black soap, scented candles, incense sticks, and more, priced right just for you. All natural and handcrafted. Get your Ash Kickin product today. Visit www.ashkickin.com.
What's good, man? Welcome to the latest edition of Chop It Up with Lorenza. I'm your host, man. I'm happy to be here, man. Well, I'm happy to be here hosting, not the reason why I'm hosting, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what it is, man. Obviously, I was sitting here listening to Champ Side on YouTube, and I figured might as well spark the computer up, load up the headphones, grab the microphone, and get this thing cracking, man. It's nothing to it but to do it. He obviously is feeling the same way that I'm feeling, you know, even though I'm talking via a podcast. I am actively trying to do something to invoke some kind of change. Now, I remember when this coronavirus thing first happened, I was listening to Junior the Truth at the same time that I was learning about the stimulus package. And I said then in that chat room, and I've said to family members, yo, take this stimulus check, which is money that you did not expect to get, and choose to find a black business, struggling or not, to support. Like, go somewhere and buy something that you actually need for the home, for yourself, for the car, from a black space. You know, they shut down barbershops. So that's one of the reasons I've really been listening to more podcasts and watching more YouTube shows, because, you know, I desire that kind of back and forth that only we as black men give in a safe space. And the barbershop is definitely one of those, and these YouTube channels are becoming sort of the same thing. So with that being said, bro, I needed a lineup. So I'm looking on YouTube for how to cut this, how to cut that, the easiest way to do this, the easiest way is to do that, you know, regular stuff. You know, so I realized I need some liners, I need some actual clippers. So I took real bread. I went to a black space that was open, a black hair care store, and I spent my money there. And it felt good. It felt good to see the people. It felt good to receive the product. It felt good to go home and use it. Actually looked good the first time I did it. Then they opened up barbershops here recently, and I don't know whether to go get fresh or do it myself, man. That's where I'm at with it. But to that point, I'm talking and actively doing something. So I want those who heard about Chop It Up with Lorenza that have businesses and other things that they would like to share, contact me. Talk to oneway@gmail.com is the email. So that's TALK, the number 2, oneway@gmail.com. Shoot me some emails, man. Record your ad. I put it on the show free of charge, man. And let's get this out to a broad audience, man. Let's do exactly what I said I wanted to do in the first place, man. That's really important, man. It's really important. It's something that that I feel, as small as it is, man, if I get this out there if I get your company out there to this person or that person, to someone's different, you know, especially if you have something that runs through the mail service, man, if we connect the dots like that, man, then we've literally built what we're supposed to be building out here. And I thank Champside for having that kind of idea, and I thank Drinking the Truth for having the kind of platform that was giving me that kind of banter, so to speak, that I needed, because we definitely need it in these times, you know. But to that point, man, we can't be out here looking for distractions anymore, man, because it's definitely spooky out here. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they get to this point to where the only thing they have left to do is racism. A lot of people are not working, so a lot of people are just out being assholes. Like I've said before, you have black people out here marching for the right to live, fighting for human rights, actively fighting for the right not to be killed by a fucking police officer, and these people out here trying to get fucking haircuts. Do you hear what I'm saying, bro? Are you dealing with people that ain't really thinking like you thinking they thinking, and you can't will them to think any better? Like, we've been here for too long to think that this shit is gonna change. Like with some hope or some prayers or some shit like that, bro. They ain't operating in that space. They ain't operating that kind of way, and their actions are showing it, bro. Like, consider this. I would really like to know the politics of that lady, that monster that called the police on that brother in Central Park. I would really like to know her politics. Not so I can vote against her, but to see what kind of thing she's hiding from the world, bro. Like, that lady is probably a Democrat. She probably very well is a liberal. But racism is not a political party. Racist is not the Republicans. Racist is not the Democratic Party. Racism is racism straight up, bro, and it comes from both sides. That's what I don't understand. That's why I was kicking that shit about Joe Biden. He's talking about you're not black if you... Bro, he extended the Voting Rights Act for 25 years. Extension. That shit don't mean anything. It's just an extension. You get an extension on your light bill, that mean that shit still gonna be due. Come on, stop playing. Listen to the words that they're using, and then use those words against them. That lady looked at that brother. She knows how the world is, whether or not you believe it operates like that or not. These people, whether or not you believe it, are out here saying police are killing black people. Whether you believe that is actually happening or not, you are aware of how this shit is going down. You choose to look at this man and say to him in his face, I am going to call the police and tell them that a black man is threatening me and my dog, and he's recording it. This bitch tried to have him murdered legally. The police come on some bullshit. The man gets agitated, and he only gets agitated because the police is there on some bullshit, believing this lady. Come on, without that video, it's a wrap. What the fuck, bro? Luckily, she was fired from her job, but more shit needs to be happening to her, man. That shit should be illegal. Like, straight up, that shit should be a felony. The things that man would have went through had he been arrested, that bitch got to go through too. Fuck that shit. Get some get back. You have to, man. It's that damn time. It's that damn simple, man. It's that damn simple. She had the audacity to look this man in the face and do that shit because she couldn't control her fucking animal. She wanted to treat this man like an animal because she could not control the actual animal. My bad. She couldn't control the other animal in the equation. There's two animals in that equation. The monster that tried to have that man killed, and the dog that was out there with someone that shouldn't have had a fucking dog in the first place. If you don't feel like walking your dog, do what she did, take the dog back. But do better and don't go get the fucking dog if you're having a leash problem in the first place. If you're too lazy to walk around with the dog on the fucking leash like you're supposed to in the name of safety for fucking others. And that's another thing. This man is not committing any crimes. He's out here birding or bird watching. He's out here minding his own fucking business. And you're breaking the rules, and you try to have him murdered while you're breaking the rules. One of the funny things about this shit, if I'm not mistaken, both of these motherfuckers share the same last name. How does that happen without slavery? Think about that shit for a second. Here this lady is in Central Park, walking among the trees and shit with her dogs, minding her own business, and a buck looks at her the wrong way, and she immediately calls the goddamn overseers to come see about them. That is nothing but pure fucking racism on its face. There is no way that shit can be denied, and that's the type of shit we gotta stop forgiving. Not only hold them accountable, but stop forgiving. Stop forgiving that shit. Start making people act on these apologies that they talking about. Stop telling me you're about that life and be about that life. But in the meantime, fuck your apology. For real. And now to the Greg Lloyd, the George Floyd situation. I'm sorry. I was reading something else. Now to this situation. I haven't looked at the riots that are going on, but I know they're turning up right now. And I hate to call them riots, but that's the word that I just use because, you know, that's how I feel. You know, so I feel like breaking something. I do. So I'm talking through this shit. I'm talking through this shit like Petey Green would have talked through this shit. I'm talking to you because I know you angry too. I know you tired. You as fed up as I am, man. You gotta be. There's no way you're not. Like, we've been going through this silly shit for far too long. Our ancestors went through this shit. One of the best things I ever heard come out of Big Crit mouth was like, they want my soul like my ancestors ain't enough. And obviously our ancestors ain't enough because they still out here treating us like goddamn shit, bro. Still. Racism turned up because they ain't got shit else to do but be racist. That's all. That's all. Was it 3, 4, 5 cops in this video with George Floyd turning around? Start holding these people accountable for the words and shit that they've used. Start holding these people accountable for the things we've been taught since we were fucking kids. For the life of me, I don't understand why people accept that, well, it's just one bad apple talk. I don't understand that shit at all. Because as a kid, I learned one bad apple spoils the bunch. So if this man is right here, this fucking monster is right here with his knee in someone's neck while that person is on the damn pavement, and you're turning your back to that, looking at the onlookers, looking at people that are recording you do this bullshit, he has spoiled you. Like a week or two ago, there was a video released of a man being arrested by the fucking police in handcuffs, and the police officer just started punching him, and his partner right there, a young lady, didn't know what to fucking do. That bad apple has spoiled that bunch. She failed to protect a citizen from an assault. Because the bad apple was doing it, she didn't know how to react. It's one thing when the apple is hanging on a tree and you can see the hands picking the apple, but it's another thing when they're in the damn basket. One starts to rot in the middle and you can't see that shit until you're in the middle. It's done. You shouldn't have eaten any of that shit. Am I right? Damn it, I know I am. Because I've been feeling this shit for a long time. You've been feeling this shit for a long time. And our ancestors felt this shit for a long time, but some of them didn't know what to do. But now we got information. We can get together. We can do some things. We talk about the economic power that we have, the buying power that we have. People say it's real. People say it's not. Well, let's do some shit to see if it's real or not. Let's not just take the bad people's word for it. Let's not go the pessimistic route. Let's do some more pragmatic shit. Whether that's voting or just living your life on a regular, let's try something a little more pragmatic. was watching a hood movie the other day, man. Ninth Ward Justice. Check it out on Amazon Prime. As a matter of fact, that's another thing that I do and have been doing during this this lockdown time or whatnot. Take it upon myself to watch some movies that I otherwise wouldn't have had time to see. Ninth Ward Justice is one of those films, man. So if you have Amazon Prime, go ahead and knock it out, man. The acting ain't gonna blow you away, but if you like words, like I like words, you'll appreciate the writing. But with that being said, man, I was watching Ninth Ward Justice the other day and I got a quote, man. If you do what you always did, you're gonna get what you always got. There was a time when we was marching for this, that, and the other, and you got this, that, and the other. And you stop trying to get what you deserve. You stop trying to make it permanent. We got to start making this shit permanent. If a motherfucker gonna come to our neighborhood saying, vote for us so you can get this, motherfucker, we're gonna have to make that permanent. What we're gonna get exactly, man? We can't just think you're gonna do it or accept that you're gonna do it. Man, I'm tired of waiting, man. I had this conversation during February with an older man from my community. Now, I can't say whether the man's respected or not. He's one of those old people that always got something to say. And you, growing up, you don't know if people are listening or not. But, you know, he's old, he's talking, so you respect and you listen. But we were part of a Black History presentation or whatnot. You know, I had all my books and paintings there to show off. Love stuff like that. And, but we were talking, we was having a small conversation after the fact, and something had happened earlier that day, and he was talking about how, you know, saying we as a people, you know, saying we need to be patient. And I flat out asked him, I was like, how much patience does a race need? You know what I'm saying? Like, how come every time it's our turn, it's always something intangible, like a weight or a weight or you don't necessarily need that right now. Like, that shit gotta be done, man. It's gotta be done. You have to start seeing something, man. That patient shit, like, it's crazy. Because you probably been kicking that, as a man, as old as he had probably been kicking that since 1960 something. And they've just accepted that you have to be patient. And they just put their heads down and they went to work. They fed their families. No disrespect to them. But one day you gotta wake up and like, damn, I've been patient for a long time and still got the same kind of shit. My grandkids still got the same kind of shit. There's a total disconnect, man. That same event, right? It was thrown by some Democrats or whatnot. Now, I was invited to it, and that's why I went to it. You know, my mother was a part of the situation, so I went and I supported my mom. But to that point, there was a time in there where they stood up and they actually had the paperwork of people in the state of Georgia that were being purged from the voting process or whatnot, like straight up. And I got the knowledge that, like, only 2 out of 10 black peoples from where I grew up actually vote, bro. That's crazy. And then I looked at the list. I heard the lady speaking about the list, and she looked at the list, and she's like, well, I don't know any of the names of the people on the list, so it's not something that I don't know how to, you know, operate around this. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to get a hold of that paperwork because I know it's public knowledge at this point. I'm going to get a hold of that paperwork after the fact. So, after the fact, I saw the lady. I went over there to her and got the piece of paper, looked at the list. And the first name I saw was, whoa, boy, I know this young lady. young lady had to be about 2 or 3 years younger than me. And then I started to see, oh, there's more people that are my age on this list. Oh, and I'm just seeing all kind of names. And then I start to look around the room. Some of these people are directly related to a lot of these people on this voting purge list. If you just put your head down and said patient, 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 you ain't really done shit. You ain't really taught your kids shit because their names are on this list, bro. You got to do more than just be patient. You got to do what Champ Side is talking about right here, man. You got to go straight to work, man. You just got to start doing something. Anything, whatever you do is important. Just keep trying. Keep doing it. Something will stick. I'm trying to do a lot, and I still feel like I'm not doing enough. Still feel like I have too much free time on my hands. I built a fucking boxing gym in my garage to stay in shape and stay ready. For what? I don't fucking know, but you got to stay ready for something. A young man not too long ago ran for 4 minutes straight for his life. I got to be prepared to run for 5 minutes, man. 6, 7, 8 minutes. I don't know, bro, when it's my time. I don't know, but I'm going to be ready for something. And I noticed that during this coronavirus thing, man, what are you working for if you're not happy about working? So I got to find something that I love to do and stick with that shit and make that shit amazing. Got to make this barbecue shit pop. I got all the equipment that I need to start smelling this shit to my friends and my family so they can see what's up. And we can get this shit started. So I can really start chopping it up with Lorenzo, because that's why we got the title in the first place. I'm a foodie, bro. I love this shit. I love politics and food. I love smoking and smoking, if you know what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I do. That's what I like to do. That's exactly what I like to do, man. I like to listen to boxing. I like to watch boxing. I like to be black. I love to be black. I love to talk about being black. I love to support black things, man. That's exactly what we're in here for. We're here to support each other. Because that's how they're treating us when we step outside, son. Calling the police on us for asking them to do the right fucking thing, bro. That's fucking batshit crazy. But you can only do that when you're living in a system that allows you to do that, that encourages you to do that shit. When you call people that are other than you rapists and shit like that, that's what you're doing, man. That's all that shit is, man. Like, I want to hear more than just talk from politicians about how this is fucked up. I want to hear more from CNN about how we should have a conversation about race. That's all y'all do is have conversations about race, man. Nobody trying to hear that shit. Y'all ain't trying to do nothing, man. We got it. Let's talk to each other. Let's do something about it right here. Let's use this time to apply for gun license. Get your legal right to carry, son, if you can. There's no reason why you shouldn't. Myself included. Protect yourself. Because the laws ain't set up to protect you for real, man. But you are a citizen of this nation, and you will stand on that Second Amendment, man. Always use that Second Amendment. When you have an issue at work or something like that, if you have a complaint with someone, go to them and say that you feel that your civil rights have been violated. And they will have to have an investigation because they don't understand what you're saying when you do that shit. Don't make a direct accusation. Make one like, hey, I feel my civil rights are being violated. Go through the Bill of Rights and see what they're doing to you, man. Like, play the game like they play the game, bro. Let's be smarter about that shit. Know what you're going into before you go into. You ain't going into a friendly situation. This ain't a friendly situation. We live in the only nation on earth that had a fucking other nation rise up against it, lose in a war, and be allowed to fly their fucking flag when they fucking feel like it. And have those same fucking kinds of people erect monuments in some fucking rebellious ass, traitor ass people honor. That's where we live, bro. That's what we're doing here. That's how this game is being played, man. The only question is, how you gonna play that game back? You ain't gotta deal with the bullshit all the time, bro. Not anymore, man. Thank you guys for listening, man. Thank you once again to Champ Side and Junior the Truth for letting me know, man. It's time to just do your work. It's time to put it in, man. Until next time, man, we out this thing. Peace.